Hi y'all, Easy Slider here. Oh man, we've got something today. I don't know if you're ready or not, but we're going to jump into it. We're just going to get right on in, but just hang on to your seat, all right? Open relationships with your long distance relationship partner. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Is that something you've ever considered? Boy, I think that's a good question. I really do. You wake up and you see your beautiful lady right beside you. All right, and you roll over, and to your surprise, there's another woman on the other side. Really? How did that happen? Oh my God, was that planned? Or what happened? I don't know. You know, without a doubt, an open relationship is easily a super complicated subject. There's so many factors that come into play, making it really hard to realistically find solid information that can be counted on, man. I mean, you know, who's going to tell the truth on both sides? I don't know. To make things even more difficult, let's think for a moment that different countries look at open relationships differently. So when you think you've figured it out, then you get a new variable popping up in there somewhere you weren't expected, okay? Also, age differences are a factor. Many of the older generation view of marriage as the only possible direction, while the younger generation view marriages sometimes in a different way, all right? A portion of the younger generation just feel that marriage is outdated. It's old, it's gone, you know? How did we change? But it's changed. And I look over and I think, how did these two end up in my house like that? What happened? Well, I'm worried. What's going to happen when both of them wake up at the same time and see each other? Oh my. You know, building a healthy relationship is not easy. But contrary to popular belief, people in a relationship, an open relationship, may face more challenges than those that aren't in an open relationship. At best, we're probably able to determine that some couples love it, yeah, and other couples hate it. Okay, why are we not surprised? So statistics tell us that about 40% of people have interest in an open relationship. However, only a small fraction actually go through with it. I think that's because they love life and they don't want to get caught between two people in the wrong way, you know. You know, there are also other things too that we need to consider, such as discrimination at work, or even having friends pull away because they don't approve. We also have other problems that can rise up, like emotional problems, societal stigmas, communication problems. And this might be what happens when both of those two wake up at the same time. We're going to have communication problems and emotional problems. So you can see where we're going with this, all right? A Temple University research survey surveyed 2,270 U.S. adults, and it revealed that about 4% actually reported participating in a consensual non-monogamy situation, or what they call a CNM relationship in America. Now, you know, that's how many reported it. Who knows how many didn't report it, all right? It don't sound like a lot, 4%, that's pretty small, right? However, what we have to stop and think about is that 4% represents millions of people, and I do mean millions of people. You remember I said the countries were different in their views, and so let's stop just a minute and let's consider, how does the Philippines view open relationships? Well, The Philippines are a Christian country and they take marriage seriously. However, a no divorce policy that wants to keep the families together might actually be working in the opposite direction and causing problems. All right. You might not be able to view this as an open relationship. However, when one person walks away and the other partner will a lot of times want to go find another person. Well, they're lonely, of course, I understand that, and they can't get a divorce. Since there's no divorce, I guess you might say she was in an open relationship. It's kind of a strange way of looking at it, but that's kind of the way it works out. While this is certainly not going to be a girl you can get married to because she's already married, but if both of you are willing to take the chance, you might find yourself in an open relationship with somebody else. And did I mention getting tangled up a little bit somewhere along the way? Oh my goodness. Since there's no divorce, I guess that happens. Let me add a side note onto this and just say, because she's still legally married and she's with you, don't expect her to be willing to let you have another partner. So now you can see why I'm worried they're going to wake up at the same time, all right? Well, maybe they planned it, or maybe they're just tired of being stuck in a marriage that has nothing in it for them, and so they decide to experiment. Happens. My experience with the Filipino women don't suggest that many of them are open to open relationships and sharing their partners. Yeah, it's true. Some might be, and I think the numbers are pretty low. The women of the Philippines already have a complicated life. We know that. And I don't think they want more problems. In fact, if they're interested in having an additional partner, they oftentimes really don't want anybody to know, and they want to keep it a secret. And if it was ever brought to light, wow, they'd just have more problems, and so they don't want that. And talking to many Asians that I've talked to, I find it happens, but I see it's more in specific situations. It's not something that you constantly see. An extra affair will usually come from the following reasons. They've been married a long time and they felt the loss of love and respect from their partner. We've talked about respect is a huge thing to them, and to lose that respect is emotionally damaging. Another reason could be because a man mistreats her, and I've heard that quite a bit. That can cause a woman to be attracted to someone that treats her good and gives her love and respect that she really wants and needs. Now, final thought, and always a factor, is money. If her needs are not being met and she gets an offer from another man that she might already be attracted to, and he's willing to help her, you can see how easily she would accept. She gets the attention and financially gets help. I think you're starting to get the idea. The structure of the Philippines is strongly against a couple having an open relationship. Yet some of it's going to happen no matter what. Even if a couple agrees, it could easily go south if the man got mad and he wanted to put his wife and the new man in prison. So there's things there that you have to be really careful of. Now, am I saying it doesn't happen? Well, we're all humans and it has always happened, and it will always continue to happen. Life's not a simple one-way road, and we know it, okay? Women in the Philippines that have been involved in an open relationship might have no desire to leave their partners, but they just have a desire to have company of an additional partner for whatever reason. Some of the reasons we mentioned, or maybe something totally different. You might ask yourself, where do things stand if one person wants an open relationship? Well, we can look at it in two ways. The first being we're in a long-distance relationship but never get to see each other yet, so that could cause someone to want to have an extra. The second is we're preparing to be married, and that's going to be pretty soon, but one partner wants an open relationship. The first could be a problem, and because, some men and women always have a backup partner, and that's going to continue to happen, but I don't know how that works out for them. So I guess whether we know it or not, we might already be in an open relationship in our long distance relationship. We're in that relationship and we don't even know that they have partners. That's something we may never know. Think about that a second. All right. Second is we're getting married and we suggest an open relationship. This one's different. Likely the Filipino is not going to be for it because she wants a loyal man. When marriage is not involved, it might be different, all right? It might work if you suggest it and you say, okay, the big question is, if she says okay, the big question would be, does she really mean it? And I found that a lot of times Filipinos will say things to make you happy that they don't necessarily mean. Most don't want it, but if you suggest it, you may be playing around with damage in your relationship or even destroying it. I think probably the best way to handle it would be when you first meet and the relationship is just getting started. In a casual way, ask her thoughts about open relationships. You could find out how she thinks and what she's thinking about. Knowing what I've seen, I would expect if you want a Filipino wife, it's not going to be an option. I hope this gives you an idea of what to expect. I think I'm going to leave now before they wake up because I'm wondering how this might work out, and I'm thinking maybe it'd be a good time to leave. So let's just slide on over to the next video and learn some more things we probably need to know. I'm gone.